I just did something really scary for me. And the principle I have been living by for years is that you should do something daily that scares you. And that if something scares you or you feel nervous or excited, then that definitely means you should do it. And I've been sitting on something for a long time as it's been brought up in my own mind and by others. And not until I moved back home here to Fort Bragg, California, did I really start thinking about it. And I got into health and fitness not because it was a passion, not because it was something that was ingrained in me, not because it was something that intrigued me. It was something that just happened by accident. I had had my third child. I was in my early 30s and I'd never been fit a day in my life. And I had very low self-esteem for many various reasons, and I didn't really know how to fix that. But I knew that I could fix how I felt about myself physically, and I wasn't sure how far I could go, but I decided to start working out from home because that's where I felt more comfortable, and I felt safe in my home. I felt safe in the privacy of my own home. I didn't actually even tell my husband I was doing it because I was that insecure. And when I started getting into fitness, I realized how good I felt and how much stronger I was physically and then mentally and emotionally. And it provided such a sense of self, a self-worth, and I, through fitness, started to learn to care about myself, which in turn helped me care more about others. Because if you don't care about yourself, it's hard to care for others, and it's hard to have relationships with people when you feel so bad about yourself. You don't think that anybody else is going to feel better about you than you do yourself. And so it changed my life, where it became an obsession, I suppose. And I'll say 100% that I am one of those people who's all the way in or all the way out, that there's nothing that I do half-assed. I'm either all the way in, all the way out. I go hard, and when I'm done, I'm done. But I found my purpose. I found a passion. I found a fire in my belly when it came to health and fitness, because it completely changed my life. And I've had a lot of ups and downs in my journey as far as health goes. I've had some, health issues that came up. I have had ups and downs when it came to my personal life got in the way of my journey. There was times where the Insta fame, the Facebook fame got in the way of what I was really trying to achieve. But really, when it comes down to it, I want to help other people feel as good as I do. And I never needed to set foot in the gym. I never needed to pursue anything college-wise or certificate-wise. And then I moved back home and I started to explore what I could do in the gym to give back to my community. And maybe it's just the gym here, maybe it's the California laws, I'm not really sure. But the stuff that I could do in Texas, I needed to actually have a certified personal training certificate to do it. And I have been thinking about it for years. I've seen so many people in the industry that I'm in, within the community that I'm in, that have went from myself, a nobody in the health and fitness industry, to somebody that was reputable, to somebody who wanted to start training in gyms, start teaching group fitness. And some of my favorite people, Danielle and Melissa, they're master trainers. They work with Shaun T. They have, they're actually, NASM certified. And, I've gotten certified to be able to teach Insanity, and PIO never did it. And to be honest, it was because I was scared, like super scared. And I've looked up to these people, and it wasn't until I came back home and I took a class of my friend and old schoolmate, Kelly, that I realized that, I can do this. And Kelly was somebody that she never knew that I always felt inferior to her, not because of anything she did to me, but because of the fact that she was the PE teacher's dad, super athletic. In fact, she is a very reputable person now in the fitness industry. She's teaching here at the gym. She just moved back home a year before me, and she's actually created something called strength wraps. Look her up, Kelly Urbani, strength wraps. But she was somebody that I always felt inferior to, and I always thought, I can't do what she does. I took her class, and I realized at that point that I've come a long way. I never felt inferior to her, and she talked to me like a normal person. It was nothing she ever did then or now, and so I now have that confidence. And so I've approached the gym, and I'm going to be working with them to help them on another non-fitness but nutrition related side. And they're like, well, you would be an asset to this gym, but you have to have your certified personal training certificate for insurance reasons and, legal issues. And before I even met with him, I started looking into it because I wanted to come into the gyms like I did in the town I lived in Texas, which I did not need to be a certified personal trainer to do that at that moment. And so I've been thinking about it, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, so much has changed since we relocated. My life is different since I started my fitness journey. My life is different. Like when I started my health and fitness journey, I had a 1.5-year-old and 2 other school-age young kids and 2 stepkids, and now we have 2 college students. We have 2 almost 15-year-olds and an 8-year-old. My life has changed, and for the longest time, full-time in my home was my husband, myself, and my 2 daughters, and then it went to a young infant, my son. And then now I have spent this summer with my husband and my stepson and my son. So the dynamics have changed. So my goals have changed. I'm back home. Things are different here in California than they were in Texas. Who I am is so much different. So I've been long-winded story. I've been looking into, do I go back to college and do an online school for like kinesiology or something? Or like, do I just go ahead and do, the certified, personal trainer, course and go and take the test? And I've said something to my husband over and over and over and over again about it, and he was just like, last night he's like, quit being a pussy and just fucking do it. And I'm like, and my daughter who's visiting, who's 18, almost 19, she basically said the same thing. I'm like, just do it. And she's in town right now, and she just called me, and I told her, I'm like, I did it. And it was so scary. Like I did it. I sat on the call with this lady from NASM who had emailed me after I had put in an inquiry. And this just reminds me of my health and fitness journey back in 2012. I started following my coach who was doing P90X. And then she messaged me and was like, if you need any help, let me know. And I was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Well, this chick from NASM had sent me an email, and called a couple of times, and I didn't answer. I didn't respond because it was scary. It was scary. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I finally got the nerve up to call her, asked a million questions, because I've always been that person, like I have to know everything. And that's something that I've been working really hard on letting go that need to know everything to judge if it's going to work. I've allowed the posts that I've seen from people who say, oh, it's so hard to take the test and I failed. I've allowed that to fall into my mind space. And I just finally said, fuck it today. Like I told the lady when I was on the phone after asking all the millions of questions, and, she asked how I felt, and she was like, I'm like, I kind of nervous and scared. And then I was like, I tell my clients, I tell my people that I work with that there really is no difference in the emotions between being nervous and excited. It's what label you give it, the same thing between being excited and anxious. And so I was like, well, I'm going to take my advice and go for it, that if I feel excited and nervous about it, then it's important. And if it's something I keep going back to, and it's like, I need a challenge, like that's the type of person that I've been, that if I feel challenged, I'm going to go all in. And I just keep thinking that, I've been going back and forth. I'm like, this door keeps opening, this sign from the universe keeps coming about this. And, I thought last night, like, just because a door opens, Mindy, doesn't mean it's for you. But then it keeps coming up, and I keep thinking about it, and I keep, coming up with reasons to do it and not to do it. And it reminds me so much of when I started my health and fitness journey. It was like, do I do it? I don't know. And my coach kept following up with me, and then it turned out to be the best thing ever. And I know that health and fitness is every bit part of who I am now, and my life and my future is, based upon it. And it's something that's so important to me that I'll never give up, that this is just another piece to the puzzle. And it's something that's challenging me, and it's something that's going to make me grow. It's going to help me learn more and serve people on a deeper, higher, different level than I have been doing. So it's going to give me more value to help other people. So that's the big news. I decided to go ahead and start studying for becoming a certified personal trainer. And I don't know if I'm going to teach it, do it in the gym, or just make it complement what I do and be able to help people on a larger scale. I don't know yet. But the one thing that I've learned in the last 6 months, since we decided to leave Texas and come back home to the West Coast, is that I just need to, throw it up and leave it up to the universe, set my intentions, and just go with it and go all in on where my heart is, and follow it, and not look back or regret, because all the decisions that I've made have led up to where I am now. And I'm so incredibly happy and so incredibly focused on the right things. And I think that this is just going to be another piece of the puzzle. So I hope to share more with you about this on my journey, and wish me luck.